Okay, Gemini. I was sitting here just kind of feeling through the cards, and I keep looking at this Five of Cups, Ten of Cups thing happening here. This seems to be a theme this month of what was lost is going to be the very source of your gain. And it is because of the loss that you are then able to really have that which you are seeking. So to perceive a loss or to perceive a failure is fine. But it is super important not to dwell and not to tune in your frequency into this kind of sorrow and sadness and woe is me and this super sucks and all of this, because you will be prolonging the Ten of Cups from coming in. Whatever has been happening or is happening or whatever you're kind of coming up against is really important for your path, for your destiny, if you will. This is also kind of like a Wheel of Fortune card as well, which is the good fortune, the good things, the blessings coming in. And this had to happen. Those 3 cups had to spill so that the 10 of Cups is possible. So be wary of how many negative emotions you are really putting energy into. And if you find yourself in that negative place, like go for a run, go to the gym, eat some vegetables, listen to some meditation music, like whatever you can do to help your system cleanse itself of that negativity, because I don't want to see you holding out for this 10 of, or like waiting a long time for this 10 of Cups, because I just see like there's no waiting around for Gemini. There's no waiting around. There's no sitting still, which is why, like, yeah, okay, we're the same person. We match. We have similar visions. We want the same kinds of things. And yet, if you're going to hesitate, I'm moving on. And I do see a very like hands washed, hands off kind of vibe from you. And you are willing to take 1 step back so you can take 10 steps forward. Because you don't see things in the short term right now. King of Cups is very, he's really, like he knows. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's going after. And it's either going to match or it's not. Because I see the Magician reversed. I see the Chariot reversed. And this person, as beautiful and amazing, and again, it doesn't have to be a person, it could be a company or a client or whatever, as beautiful and amazing as they are dead weight at this moment in time. Not saying indefinitely, but in this moment in time, they are dead weight. So as we move through the cards with the Star, we'll begin. Again, a Wheel of Fortune card. Worth the battle. Worth the things, right? Worth the energy, worth the effort. You have to have those boundaries. You have to have that kind of wall set up here. And you have to be willing to turn around or backtrack. Just because you started down one path doesn't mean you have to finish down that path. So you seem to be the one doing a lot of the burden carrying, which is because you've matured so much, because you've grown so much. And that is okay, because I always look at this card and I look at that castle in the background and I say he's carrying the wands to his castle. He's building his house. He's building his dream. So, it's worth it. Totally, 100%, absolutely worth it. Because as the sun goes through the 9th, can we just I can never pick these cards up off the table. The Star, again, healing, optimism. It's this combination here is perfect 9th house stuff. Sun moving through Aquarius, boom, here's Aquarius, and Sun moving through a Jupiterian ruled house, boom, here's Jupiter. So it's this combination of Jupiter and Uranus, and it's like, whew, I mean, that really ignites, doesn't it? And these are cool energies for you because like Jupiter is the ruler of your opposite and Uranus is a fellow air sign. So, I mean, you kind of vibe with this whole thing that's going on. So, you have to know a lot of internal lessons coming out. This person is triggering a lot of things. Like I said, dead weight. They are in a position of stagnation. They are in a place of hanging out. They're very unsure. And it's not that they're not learning. It's just that we are always evolving at different rates and different speeds depending on our readiness or lack of readiness. And that's okay. That's why the compassion component is so important. You have to let them evolve and you have to let them come into the light in their own time. Mature people and evolved people, they don't sit around trying to convince someone of all the reasons why they should be in each other's lives, right? That doesn't happen. So this is why you have to kind of leave them hanging on the tree. And it's actually the fair thing to do. There's a lot of fairness coming out here, right? Mars in the 7th house, which is ruled by Venus and Libra. So this is all about the scales. It's all about things balancing out and things coming back into an equilibrium and all of this. So it is the fair thing to do to let them hang on that tree and to let them struggle a little bit. Now, I am going to put it out there that some of you may be cross-watching for a Gemini and the roles will be reversed, and that's okay. All right, just putting that out there. The Hierophant, again, is the inner voice within you, Gemini, speaking real loud. This guy is not quiet. He's not like that still small voice of the High Priestess where you have to really listen. Like, no. This is the energy of like when you know. And there is like only the truth and there is only the right way and that's it. And that's, that's why you have to really confront yourself, because if you fight against that, you're going to be black magicking yourself. You are going to be doing the magician reverse thing to yourself. So this is about self-honesty, right? More than anything. 2 of Cups. Yeah. It's intense. It's real. The creativity is there. The intellectual connection is there. The emotional connection is there. It's all there. It has the makings of everything. Page of Cups is the communication part, I think, but honestly, it's not the kind of communication that a King of Cups really deserves. This is, hey, I'm sorry. And then you say, well, what are you sorry for? They're like, well, I'm sorry I made you feel this way. It's like, okay, that's BS. What are you really sorry for? And then they don't really have an answer. That's the kind of thing that I'm feeling from that Page of Cups. Because even still, it's the things that are done do not match up to the potential of the connection. So the service toward one another, the mutual respect, the exclusivity, the actual signing of the paperwork or delivering of the deposit, all that stuff doesn't seem to be, really fitting. Or if this is an employee, right, they don't seem to be like showing up. They don't seem to be, as passionate as they led you on to believe. So you have to be like really secure in your honesty that the actions here are what is limited. And what this person is doing does not match what they are saying or what they are feeling. And right now, I just don't know that they're capable. I'm not saying they won't be capable in 2 months, because maybe they will. Maybe they'll wake up and realize like, oh my gosh, I wasn't really bringing my all to the table. My Gemini deserves more, and maybe they'll show up. but they gotta come into that consciousness on their own. Remember, that's what the Hanged Man is for. The Hanged Man energy is specifically to come into a consciousness, to come into an awareness of something. And until we get there, until that light bulb turns on, we perceive us being stuck, or we perceive things as staying the same. But it's really a process. That's really what it is. It's the process of illumination that just sometimes takes a while. So when we get this, right, 8 of Wands, boom, here's the like, oh my God, Gemini, let's go, let's make this happen. And then boom, roadblock. Boom, chaos, drama, politics, bureaucracy, whatever, I don't even know. Like, it's just kind of a mess. And you're like, hold up. How can it go from being so organized? Sorry, my phone's going up. How can it go from being so organized over here, right? Straight wands, everything's lined up, everything's parallel, everything's going in the same direction. Oh, I just didn't turn my phone on silent. But now all of a sudden it's like, all the wands going in different directions, everyone's beliefs going in different ways, you know, and that's the disappointment. So when you come into that space, it's really time for you to say, I'm not going to spend too much time at the roadblock, right? I'm going to turn around and we're going to find a different path. Because you can sit there at that brick wall and start trying to chiseling away at it if you want, but you don't even know what's on the other side of it. So just turn around, find a different alleyway to go down. You can be a magician when someone else is being a magician reversed. This is going to ensure that you do not get trapped in this web of what I like to call nonsense. Okay? So, Queen of Coins, Page of Coins, it's small efforts. I feel like this person is the queen. You're coming out as the king. This person's coming out as the queen. And while they are capable of the queen energy, which is a perfect match for your king energy, they're still doing the page level kind of things. I think right now this person would rather dream about it or fall into the trap of keeping everything in idea form while staying a little bit victimized, right, with the devil. They're staying a little bit victimized because they aren't at what the dream is. There's just a disconnect between the amount of work that needs to happen, and they're just doing page level work, page level communication, page level effort, which is their trap. That's their spinning. That's their, house of mirrors. They're trapped in an illusion, and they're coming up against double Saturn energy. This is a tough card. It's kind of neutral. Like, it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or you're a bad thing. Like, change is happening, and when you sit there and you resist change, you feel pain, you feel stress, you feel the anxiety, and you sabotage good things. So the best thing you can do is, in a way, lead by example. If this person hangs on to resentment towards you, their problem. And I know that there are going to be some people cross-watching who are dealing with a Gemini, and they're not going to like to hear that their Gemini could just be gone and like they're not responsible for but they're not. You're responsible for your own transmutation, transmuting the devil into the Wheel of Fortune or into the star energy. You're responsible for taking your demons and turning them into the angels, right? Turning them into something wonderful for yourself. And that's a matter of choice. And sometimes it's the choice itself that is the hardest thing to realize. So I look at this Temperance, but then I look at this Seven of Coins, and they're still undecided. They seem to still be thinking things through and weighing options. Like I said, they're afraid that the loss, that what they're losing is greater than what they'll gain. And they're hanging on because they don't want to lose the little piddly 5 cups, because they don't realize that on the other side is the 10. They can only see the 5. That's it. So, and here you are wanting so much, again, the very romantic vibe. Look, these are intense cards. This is you having to really accept the lack of understanding, which was a conversation that I had with Taurus, which is relevant because that's your 12th house sign. You have to accept that you will never understand. You'll have to accept that someone is choosing to sit on the tree or to sit in the devil energy in spite of the presence of the Lovers, of the Two of Cups, in spite of the connection, in spite of the compatibility. In spite of all of that, they're still choosing the devil. And that is absolutely one of the most confusing things for all of us. Why would someone choose to be trapped in a pattern that's bad for them? I don't know. So clearly this person makes you feel like you got to shut down a little bit. And I don't think you want to be shut down, because you know you've got the Star energy, you've got the Wheel of Fortune energy, like you have all these really amazing things happening in your life. Maybe your career is going great, maybe your money situation's going great, maybe you're building a family or building a new home, or like maybe you're doing some really cool things and you just are hoping to have someone share it with you, you know, but you got to kind of shut down that channel. You have to protect, again, the Nine of Wands. You have to protect that dream, because you don't need the dead weight, because it's going to prevent you from achieving your dream. So unfortunately, you do have to take this Empress reverse position. And that feels like a loss. You know? But you are doing things. I do believe at some point, I'm going to leave that open-ended, I do believe at some point this particular individual or company or whatever will figure it out. Now, whether or not they'll tell you or not is going to be variable, but eventually they will figure out that they messed up. For sure. That's like hands down super promise. All right. Now we get the World card. This is serious. This is not fun time. Maybe some of you are dealing with a situation where you're like in a bidding war, or there's a third party romance thing and you're like, I am out. Like you're just taking yourself out. You're not going to try to fight, try to win. Now here's the still small voice. She's coming out because she's reminding you that you are in a serious place in your life. With all the good things, there's still a serious tone to everything. And that you do have to take your energy seriously right now. And you have to take your transformation seriously. Because we know it's been happening at least for like a couple of years now for Gemini. Especially 2019, which was so much about getting rid of the negative crap. It was so much about understanding why we do the things we do, our deep psychology, our mommy and daddy issues, figuring all that stuff out so that we can heal from it once and for all and not have it be a problem anymore. So you have to take where you are seriously and your energy seriously, and you have to really understand a red flag when you see it. And the tendency to forgive or to hang on or to hold out hope or whatever, it's going to be there because you're Gemini. Like, you always see the good things. You always see the best things. But this is your dark twin coming out and saying, yeah, but you like the pain. Keep going, keep trying. It's the dark twin, which isn't really coming out for you a lot in here, but here it is. So you have to know the difference between the twins, you know? And the last card, you have to have the pride and your own sense of self-value here. No, not the bad pride. This is don't let your pride get in your way. That's the negative pride. This is the good pride. The sense of honor, the sense of dignity. And holding your head held high in light of the losses. Because I just see you being so completely and totally prepared for the gains. Now, I don't see any kind of retaliation or anything from this person, so that's a good thing. But the Strength reverse does tell me that you're tired. And even all the more reason why you shouldn't be at that brick wall and try to, bang your way through, but rather just to turn around and find a different way. Because how tired are you? Because this World card, this Saturn energy, it can be exhausting. And it can drain you and push you to your limits, and you can just finish those transits and be like, oh my God, like, I am so over it, and to the point of even being bored with it. And now you're at this place of true magician energy, true manifestation, true acceptance of the good things, and I see you understanding how it works now. How your energy works, how your thoughts work and your emotions work, and how your actions emphasize all the inner workings. How the thoughts, the heart, feelings, and the gut, the spirit, manifest in the physical world, right? We've got the swords, the cups, the wands, the head, the heart, the will or the spirit, and then we have the coins, which is the material world. So now you're understanding how all the first three work to manifest the fourth, the earth, the earthly element, the reality of the situation. So you are now at a place of consistently asking yourself, what reality do I want to see for myself? And then you align yourself to that desired reality. And you achieve your destiny. No more being stuck, no more being confused, no more trying to figure it out. It just happens. All right? Beautiful reading for you, Gemini. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best. Have an excellent Aquarius season. I will see you soon for Pisces. All right? Thanks so much. Take care.